पूर्णानन्दरसानुभूति सहित स्मेर प्रसन्नाननम् पूर्णेन्दुप्रभमात्मबोधनिलयम् शान्तं निरीहं परम् नित्यविचारसारचतुरम् निर्मत्सरं पावनम् श्रीभूमानन्दमहं नतोऽस्मि कलितानन्दं परं श्रेयसे
अन्तः अहमादिभिः तथान्तरहमादिभिः विरक्तः एव शक्नोति त्यक्तुं ब्रह्मणि निष्ठितः. Only the man of dispassion will be able to make the twofold renunciation. Renunciation of external objects, understanding that nothing is going to cling to me and I don't cling myself to them. They are all separate, independent entities. To think that I am attached to them or they are attached to you is wrong. So the attachment, will you follow me when I say this? Attachment, which is but an idea, a notion in your mind, that notional attachment is cut, saying that it is wrong. It is not that you renounce things. This is not renunciation. It is only a displacement. Renunciation is in the mind of the clinging that you have to things. Clinging. Nothing is attached to us. And we are not attached to anything, either external or internal. Every day at the end of the day you sleep. You tell me, are you sleeping attached to anything or disconnected from everything? Then what does it prove? And sleep is an intransitive word. I slept. It does not imply an object at all. I slept alone. Alone. When you slept alone, don't you think that is your nature? In that nature, did you have the body, mind, ego, intelligence, world? So tell me whether you are attached or detached. Then why do you say attached? The greatest lie that you can think of. Please correct it. This is how the spiritual science works. It attacks everything from the knowledge level. Bahistu vishayai sangam tatha antarahamadibihi. Externally you have attachment or clinging to the objects of the world, and internally you have the same parallel clinging to the things of the mind and the heart. Simply sever them. Only a man of dispassion will be able to do it. Brahmani nishtidaha. He will think about the Supreme Self. The I is the subject. All the other things are object. That is why I refer to them as mine, my ego, my intelligence, my mind, my thought, my grief, my happiness, my delusion, my knowledge, my memory, my body, my house, my car, my family. Everything is mine. अपना है, आप स्वयं तो नहीं. That is the beauty of it. So he understands it. And never he forgets this understanding. I am disconnected. Whether you want it or not, you are disconnected. It's a fact. When you say attachment, it's only a notional clinging of the mind to the things of the world. The notional clinging. We don't have a physical clinging. The breath that we are taking, every time we take, it goes away. The food that you have taken, what happens to it? It is digested, assimilated, absorbed. Part of it is converted into blood, and part of it goes away in the form of fecal matter. The body that you had day before yesterday is not the body that you have today. Trillions of cells have been disposed of, and new cells have come. So what is it that you are attached to, you tell me? Nothing, nothing, nothing. So declare this detachment. Brahmani Nishtidaha. This dispassion is so very important. Vairagya bodhau purushasya pakshivad pakshau vijanihi vichakshanatvam vimukti saudhagrataladhirohanam tabhyam vina nanyatadena gacchadi. Siddhi. Nanyatadena siddhyati. Vairagya bodhau purushasya pakshivad pakshau vijanihi vichakshanatvam vimukti saudhagra taladhirohanam tabhyam vina nanyatarena siddhyati. This is a sloga which all of you should learn. Why don't you learn a few slogas? I have been speaking on Vivekachoodamani for many years now. I would like to know how many in this assembly who have been listening to me for some years, you have learned at least a few verses from Vivekachoodamani and you have pocketed them in your heart. Unless you have something in your memory, you won't be able to do rumination. Vairagya bodhau purushasya pakshivad pakshau vijanihi vichakshana tvam vimukti saudhagra vimukti saudhagra taladhirohanam tabhyam vina na anyatarena nanyatarena siddhyati. If you want to have liberation, somebody raised the question, how mukti can be attained? What is to be done for it? This is the formula for it. Vairagya bodhau. Vairagya means dispassion. Bodha means viveka, discrimination. The discrimination that what? Everything in this world is transitory. If the whole world is transitory, it must have a non-transitory substratum to support it. So the world, while I call it transitory, it is also having a substratum and anchor which is eternal. What is that anchor? What is that anchor? Wherever transformation or transitoriness is there, the anchor also is there. In my own personality, everything is transitory. Therefore, there must be a substratum which is eternal. What is that substance? It is very clearly the I. The I doesn't change. Everything else changes in us. In the whole universe, you will not find anything changeless except the I factor in us. So that is the non-transitory, the lasting substratum. This is called bodha. Purushasya pakshivad. The vairagya, dispassion, and bodha, viveka or discrimination, these are like the two wings of a bird. A bird cannot fly with one wing alone. It must have both equally flexible and maneuverable. So, vairagya bodhau purushasya pakshivad pakshau. So, for the seeker of truth, vairagya and bodha, viveka, are the two wings. Vichakshanatvam. Understand, my dear thoughtful person, that these are the two wings of a seeker. With these wings, what will he do? He will fly and reach the level at which mukti is situated. So he says, Vimukti Saudhagra Taladhirohanam. These are multi-storied buildings are there. In Shankara's time also he has envisaged it. So mukti is at the highest plane. Now if you have to go there, you cannot climb. Very, very steep and very high. The only way will be fly. So use dispassion and discrimination and fly and reach that mukti level, that mukti floor. Vimukti saudhagratalaadhirohanam tabhyam vina. Without dispassion and discretion, you will not be able to go there. Nanyatarena. By any other factor, you will not be helped to reach there. So develop dispassion, develop dispassion, develop dispassion, develop dispassion. How this dispassion is cultivated? I think all of you, I used to tell some of the school children who are generally disturbed, especially by sex and all that, I said, you read Bhajagovinda. So some of the children, we used to conduct as students some kind of a retreat session. So we taught them. So when they read this Bhajagovindam, they say, after reading Bhajagovindam, when you go to the school, we feel quite peaceful and calm. We are not agitated. The thoughts of passion and other things do not come to our mind, they say. So we must always treat our mind with dispassion. There are a number of slokas on this dispassion. I would like to recite one or two. Would you like to hear? Yes. These are verses which I myself used to chant as a young boy. Vyagriva tishtati jara paridharjayanti rogascha shatravaiva praharanti deham ayuh parisravati bhinna ghadadi vambho lokastathaapyahidam ajarati chitram. As a young boy, what did I know? But I liked this. I used to chant stotras. One of them was Shivabara Kshamapana Stotram. Shivabarada Kshamapana Stotram. I did not like the first, but the last 2-3 verses I used to like. One verse is Kimvanena dhanena vajigaribihi praptena rajyena kim va putra kalatra mitra pashubihi dehena gehena kim jnatvai dakshana bhanguram sabadire tyajyam mano duradaha swatmartham guruvakyato bhajamana Shri Parvati Vallabham. When I used to come to that sloka, I will raise my voice and chant it 3, 4, 5 times. What a wonderful sloka. Kimvanena dhanena vajigaribihi. Of what use is this wealth? Horses, elephants. Praptena rajyena kim. Even if you win over and become the king or emperor of several kingdoms, of what use? Understand that all these are transitory and ephemeral. Go to a guru, be advised and instructed by him, and worship the Supreme Lord, the Lord Mahadeva. This is what he says. Jnatvai dakshana bhanguram sabadire tyajyam mano duradaha. My dear mind, know all these things are transitory and throw them kilometers away. देख लीजिए ना, सिखाइए अपने मन को, चुप रहते हैं क्यों? Our mind can be treated for an evil deed as well as a virtuous deed. Our idea is to expose the children to something good. I say when a child is born, right from the beginning, you should approach him first through the ear. So good things should be played and you will find the child absorbs. Our Atma Sangeeta is very useful for that. Very useful. Don't think that the children are insensitive. Certainly not. They will hear. They are molded. They are molded by sensations entering through the ear, entering through the eyes, entering through other areas. What do you think? We feel they will start learning only at the age of 4. You must be able to feed the child according to its own receptivity. No parents know this art. Very few know traditionally. So this sloka is Vyagriva tishtati jara paritarjayanti. Like a female tiger, a tigress, jara, the old age, pouncing upon you. Nobody can escape it. Rogascha shatravaiva praharanti deham. Diseases are thriving on our body, like we are being beaten one after the other. Everybody nowadays has blood pressure and then blood sugar. Both are our friends, blood sugar and blood. The other day I met somebody. She was telling me I take 5 times insulin injection. Yeah, boy. Can we not have a better lifestyle? I am wondering. Vyagriva tishtati jara paritarjayanti rogascha shatravaiva praharanti deham ayuh parisravati bhinna ghadadi vambho. Our lifetime is ebbing off like water from a broken jar. Every day, are we advancing? Yes, we are advancing what? Towards death. And we are distancing from birth. Is it a fact or not?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
You are not distancing from birth. Every day. You are not distancing from your birth. Every day we are distancing. And every day we are approaching death also. It is not birthday, it is death approaching day. Not birthday at all. What do you mean by 1 year old? 1 year old means you are becoming old 1 year. You are not becoming young. Can you ever say a person has become young by one day? We are all becoming old. So, ayuh parisravati bhinna gadhadi vambho. In spite of all these negative and assailing factors, logastathaapyahidamacharati chitram. All the people are still misbehaving, not rightly behaving. The children will say, we are grown up, my dear mother. The world is not as you are seeing. For our friends are supreme, father and mother are inferior. Our world is new world. That is what they say. Everything else is useless. Their friends and what they say alone is useful. Logastathaapyahidamacharati chitram. Adityasya gatagatairaharaha samkshiyate jividam vyaparair bahukarya bhara gurubhi kalo na vijñāyate. Jnātvā janma jara vibhatti maranam trāsascha notpadyate pītvā mohamayīm pramādamadiram unmatta bhūtam jagad. The entire world is behaving like drunk. Drink what? Pītvā mohamayīm pramādamadiram. The liquor of carelessness, inattention, delusion. Why? Bhartrhari puts it very beautifully. Adityasya gatagatairaharaha samkshiyate jividam. Every day the sun rises in the morning and sets in the west in the evening. By his coming and going, what happens? Our total life term is being exhausted, Samkshiyate jividam. We feel we are living and growing. In reality, our total lifespan is getting reduced. Samkshiyate jividam vyaparair bahukarya bharagurubhihi kalo na vijnayade. We are so busy with many occupations. Domestic, residential, professional, official, then societal, social, partly religious and mostly secular. By all these occupations we are so busy that we don't recognize the passage of time even. Passage of time even. Now and then you stop and think what is happening. Every day that I spend, has it been a day of enrichment for me? Have I got enriched by the day's life and experiences? What has happened to me? Have I also made enriching contribution to the world? We have no time to examine and see. But we are busy. So busy that you don't know. Vyaparair bahukarya bharagurubhihi kalo na vijnayade Jnatva janmajara vipatti maranam trasascha notpadyade. Jnatva, knowing sufficiently well all around. What? Janma jara vipatti maranam. People are getting born, they are becoming old, and they are suffering from old age. Then getting into several accidents and difficulties. Maranam, they are also dying. This is taking place every time. In spite of it. Trasascha notpadyade. There is no positive reaction towards them. There is no sense of real fear. We are not looking for any sense of safety and redemption from these. You know how many people are living in this world? Less than 800 crores. You know how many have died? 10,000 crores have died. And what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Bolo. Finally, what will you do? Why are you mild? Why don't you say sufficiently well? We are ultimately going to do what? Die. If all the 10,000 people were alive now, there will be no space for ants to crawl. So we should die. Let us not be afraid of it. Never we should be afraid of death. Jnatva janma jara vipatti maranam trasascha notpadyade. Then what shall I say? This kind of indifference, inattention, carelessness, lethargy. Not to study the statement, not to study the facts and figures of life. Pitva mohamayim pramada madiram. Madira means liquor. That liquor is pramada. Pramada means carelessness, not paying sufficient attention to the facts and the possibilities of life, not doing it properly, and so doing. Pitvam ohamayim pramadamadiram unmatta bhutam jagad. The entire world has become unmatta. What shall I say? You know, when I read this verse for the first time, I found a lot of sweetness there. And even now, it is ecstatic for me to recite this verse. Ecstatic. How beautifully it is put. Adityasya gada gadairaharaha samkshiyate jividam vyaparair bahukarya bharagurubhihi kalo na vijnayate jnatva janma jara vipatti maranam trasascha notpadyade pitva mohamayim pramadamadiram unmatta bhutam jagad. Bhartrhari was a great poet. He has written 3 centuries of verses. The first is called Niti Shadaka, giving you a number of morals, ethical and moral values. Beautiful. The second is dealing with romance. The third is with dispassion. When you read these things, automatically dispassion will grow in you. And to the extent you become dispassionate, the mind will be directly and proportionally become bold, courageous, confident and heroic. Dispassion takes away the fear from you. It takes away the delusion from you. Can you imagine a mind free of fear? How much will it be able to perform? Very well. There is no limit. This dispassion is very, very important. Atyanda vairagyavadah samadhi samahitasya dridha prabodha prabuddha tattvasya hi bandha mukti muktatmano nitya sukhanubhuti. Step by step he has analyzed. Atyanda vairagyavadah samadhi samahitasya dridha prabodha prabuddha tattvasya hi bandha mukti muktatmano nitya sukhanubhuti. When you have enough of dispassion, what happens? You get into samadhi. Enough of dispassion. When you become dispassionate, that is the time you should go to a room, close the door and windows, sit there and take a dip into yourself. So, atyanda vairagyavadaha. If you have an adequate and ample measure of dispassion, automatically you will have this mind restfulness. Samahitasya dridha prabodha. When your senses, mind, intelligence, all of them are properly controlled, moderated, regulated and integrated, then your spiritual awareness will be more. You know what is the spiritual awareness? Shall I tell you? Now you have a feeling that you are the body. You will start feeling a buoyancy within your body, a fervor, a warmth, a radiation, a radiance in your body. You will no more say, I am the body. You will start recognizing that there is a presence in my body other than the body. I am able to feel it. The 98.4 degrees temperature that you have, are you feeling? No. Only when you get fever, you feel the temperature. So much of hot heat in our body, we are not able to feel. So there will come a time when you start recognizing the inner presence. Prabuddha tattvasya hi bandha mukti. When the feeling and the experience that you are not the body, but the presence that animates and activates it, that presence is extremely subtle and it cannot be acted upon by all the Panchabhutas. Therefore, it is free. I am free. Muktatmano nitya sukhanubhuti. When thus you feel, I am different from the body. I am the spiritual radiance, which is far transcending the matter and energy world. Neither matter nor energy can act upon it. So I am free. I am transcendental. I am a transparence. I am a spiritual splendor, radiance. This kind of a feeling will come and you will be very happy and comfortable.